always on your side.
Breaking at 11 o'clock, one man is in jail tonight after police say he beat up two women and tried to steal their cars. He hurt them so badly they had to be sent to the hospital. Plus, a man is dead following an officer-involved shooting in Mount Holly. It started with a fire and a man carrying what appeared to be a samurai sword. We'll explain all of that. But first here on WBTV News at 11, a first alert day has been declared for tomorrow. More rain coming to our area. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Ben Williamson. Right now, meteorologist Lindsay DePassis is in the First Alert Weather Center. Lindsay, beautiful day today. When do things turn back to the rain?
Yeah, you know, it's actually going to be the second half of the day tomorrow. So anything you've got going on tomorrow morning, while it really won't be pretty or sunny, it's not going to be super wet either. So the first alert kind of for the late afternoon and early evening hours and day parts of tomorrow, since the chance of rain gets progressively higher and increases with each time period here. For the Charlotte area, it may not rain till 3-4 o'clock tomorrow, and then the evening hours we will have the heaviest of it. We'll show it to you on Futurecast. Just a few clouds out there right now after a beautiful start to the weekend, but here is the early development there. You can see some small returns on the radar back out to the west. That's the very beginnings of our next system, which will continue to come together overnight. By first thing tomorrow morning, here's that rain lining up to our west and then moving in during the afternoon and evening hours. That's a whole lot of rain across the Piedmont come 6 o'clock tomorrow. At least it won't be a rush hour, but it's not going to be the prettiest close to the weekend. As far as temperatures overnight, they'll hold steady near about 50 or so. We'll talk about how much rain we're expecting tomorrow and if anyone will see any thunderstorms out of this. Coming up, your 7-day first alert forecast. Ben.
Lindsay, thanks so much. Breaking news right now, just into our newsroom. Police have arrested a man accused of trying to steal two cars from two separate women. Police say 41-year-old Eugene Hazen tried to steal a woman's car in the parking lot of this CVS on the 1500 block of South Boulevard. They say after failing to steal the car, he repeatedly punched her in the face, sending her to the hospital. About 2 hours later, police say he tried to steal another woman's car, this time at the state employees credit union over there on East 3rd Street. Hazen allegedly punched that woman in the face multiple times in order to get her car keys. She was sent to the hospital. Now, Hazen was actually unable to drive that car because it had a manual transmission. A few hours later, police found the man hiding in a loading dock at the Target off of Metropolitan Drive, which was nearby. He was arrested without any issues. Now, Hazen being charged tonight with 2 counts of robbery, 2 counts of assault on a female for today. He was arrested in January for possession of cocaine. He was arrested in February for assault on a female and kidnapping. Well, tonight we are learning more about an officer-involved shooting in Mount Holly. Police tell us one man died in the Dutchman Meadows neighborhood, but there was a series of surprising events that actually led up to that shooting. WBTV's Anne-Marie Haggerty spoke with neighbors about what they saw and heard early this morning.
John.
Officials say 3 people have died following a plane crash late last night in Raleigh. Authorities say the plane took off near Lewisburg and was actually traveling towards Hilton Head Island there on South Carolina. Shortly after takeoff, the plane crashed into a pond. Officials say a man and 2 women who were on board that plane passed away. Next here, police in Huntersville warning you about strangers coming to your doors. This is in response to a case where a man pretended to know an elderly woman. He came up to her door on Pembroke Road, asked for a hug, told her she knew him, then went inside. A second man came in through the back and distracted her by showing her floor samples. Police say this happened while the other man stole money and rings from the woman's home. Huntersville police say similar incidents have happened in the Charlotte area. They appear to be targeting older people. Well, new tonight, 2 police officers who shot and killed an unarmed black man in Sacramento, California, will not be charged. The officers shot 22-year-old Stephon Clark about a year ago after responding to a report of a man breaking car windows. Officers chased him into his grandmother's backyard where they shot him multiple times. Officers said he was standing with his arms extended in a shooting stance. They thought he was pointing a gun at them. It turned out to just be a cell phone. The district attorney says today that no law was broken. Clark's mother says the officers should have been charged with homicide.
They executed my son. They executed him in my mom's backyard. And it is not right. It is not right. However, the DA has shown us time and time again throughout her terms who she is and what she stands for, which is not fairness or justice.
Clark's family filed a wrongful death lawsuit last month against the officers and the city of Sacramento. 11:07, we are more than a year out from the 2020 presidential election, but President Donald Trump and many Democrats are already in campaign mode. The president looked ahead to the 2020 race during his speech at the Conservative Political Action Conference. Meanwhile, Senator Bernie Sanders held his first rally of the election cycle. Kenneth Craig has more. Welcome back. Some controversy brewing over the airport that bears the name of one of America's most well-known cowboys. There's a group of people who want to change the name of John Wayne Airport in Orange County, California. They're unhappy with an interview the actor gave to Playboy magazine back in 1971. In that interview, he criticized the leadership skills of African Americans. He also used a homophobic slur. Wayne's son went on CNN saying the actor's words are being taken out of context.
They're trying to contradict how he lived his life, and how he lived his life was who he was. So any discussion of removing his name from the airport should include the full picture of the life of John Wayne and not be based on a single outlier interview from half a century ago.
Now, the airport was originally called Orange County Airport, but was named after John Wayne in 1979. New tonight, a 90-year-old veteran who lives in Lancaster was honored today for his service. Bill Boyette received a Quilt of Valor at his home this afternoon. Now, Boyette served as an artillery specialist in the Army during the Korean War. Towards the end of the war, he was assigned with helping troops withdraw over the course of 5 days. He got it done in 3. Family members say to this day he's still very patriotic.
He still sees every veteran. He thanks them for their service, and he's dedicated to his country.
They also say he would serve his country again if he had to. The CIAA tournament has come to an end. Virginia State is this year's champions for the men's tournament. Virginia Union University won the women's championship. The weather certainly good, at least today, for those who came out for the final day of Fan Fest here at the Charlotte Convention Center. Some fans said they see this tournament simply as a celebration.
I just want to come out and support. It's very important, of course, that we have historical black colleges in a city like Charlotte, which has so many great influential leaders that are from historically black colleges that we don't even know about on a daily basis. So it's good to see the representation of African American culture here. I know we celebrate Black History Month, but we continue to celebrate it on in March with a great tournament here.
Keep in mind, next year is the final year Charlotte will host this tournament. That tournament moves to Baltimore starting in 2021. Highlights of both those championship games coming up in sports. All right, next year, Lindsay DePass is joining us with the weather, and hopefully you got a chance to go outside today from yesterday. Just pretty much a washout. Today was much, much nicer, and you should have at least the first part of tomorrow to do some things.
Yeah, I mean, it's not going to be super pretty.